My name is Daniel Wetton, and I live in Aurora, Colorado. I am a senior at BYU, Idaho, and next semester I'll be graduating with my bachelor's in business management with an entrepreneurial emphasis. So for my internship, I was really blessed to be able to do it through the Arapahoe Community College Testing Center. 60% of my time was spent on customer service, so answering phone calls, responding to emails, meeting with students that came in, getting them checked in, as well as working with faculty and instructors at the school and making sure that they had the information that they needed. 20% of my time was working with data, so making sure that all of our daily stats got put into the stat sheets and pulling that data and working with my boss on that. 20% of it was creating a new position, which was a special project that was created for me as part of this internship. So I chose ACC because that's where I was already employed, and it's ranked in the top 100 places to work. For the past several years, it's even been in the top 20 places to work in Colorado. So it's a really great place to work. I have a great supervisor, and the vice president of the school is really awesome, and she was instrumental in helping me get this internship as well. Another part of that was the special project, like I said, creating a new position, which is the assistant director for the testing center. I felt that position or that project would give me a lot of growth opportunities, and it would allow me to have opportunities that would be beneficial in the future. So my process for getting an internship was a little bit complicated. So I applied for many internships all over the United States, and I even had the opportunity to interview with a couple of companies, but I needed a paid internship. I have a family, a house payment, mortgage, all of that. And so a standard internship that most companies were willing to offer just didn't work for me. So I contacted the CBC office and found out that I could possibly use my current position as my internship. So I talked to my boss, and she was very excited and worked with me to create an internship so that I could complete my degree. So there's several things I've learned through BYU, Idaho that really applied to my internship. So the first was out of the office testing. In new business creation, we talked a lot about business model canvases and going out and talking to your customers and getting that feedback. This was a little bit of a different situation, but a lot of the same concepts applied. So I was trying to create a position that ultimately would need buy-in from the VP as well as the president of the school. They would need to sign off on it. So I really needed to get their input so that I could create a position that they would be willing to sign off on. We also, process improvements also was a big part of this. So we needed to work with other departments and create processes and communication and work with them. As part of my internship, I did a lot of that. So having that background from my supply chain class really helped. Also, financial budgeting played a big part because we needed to look at the budget and figure out how this position would fit in and how it would be paid. I also needed to talk to HR and figure out what the laws were and regulations so that I made sure I was creating a position that fit within those. And finally, organizational effectiveness. Like I said, we had to collaborate and work with other departments, so understanding how to communicate effectively was key. So in the future, I plan to work for a bigger corporation as mid to upper level management to get some experience before I go back to school and get my MBA. And I hope to someday own my own business. So this experience allowed me to have somewhat of a managerial experience as well as learn how to create positions. So my advice to future students would be to start early. I started about 6 months early, and it did minimize the stress a little bit because I wasn't up against a deadline until the very end. Another piece of that is don't give up. So for me, there was some rejection and some difficult times, but I pushed through and was able to get the internship that was best for me. I would also recommend knowing what it is that you need and what you want from the internship so that you find the internship that is a perfect fit for what you need. Also know what it is that you hope to achieve from the internship. And finally, the biggest piece is to have faith. So it may not work out the way you want, but it will work out the way the Lord intends. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity. It's been awesome.